Yo, yo. GM. Oh. GM, everybody. So, I'm currently going to go through some of the bags projects that I'm looking at catching on a dip. I've seen this wheel. It looks okay. Price action is not the best, of course, naturally, because obviously there's not enough clarity on the actual launch. I also DM'd some of the guys from bags as well. GM. Which token got to buy? I'm going to show you shortly. Ooh, oh, I remember Jupiter Land. Yeah.
Hey, it's Fluffy from Jupiter. Let's talk Jupiter Lit.
Yeah, white whale is fucking ridiculous. It won't stop.
Come on, girl.
This fucking grip strength.
Just get his leg. It can't be that bad. 40 seconds.
Even 10 minutes, brother.
Maybe not so crazy. Grab his head, dude!
Let me get on a single at least.
What are you talking about?
6, 5, 4.
Single leg. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
I don't want to leave until I get my 100K.
Because that's over and sold at 10 mil. Yeah, literally, bro. Oh, you had a 240k entry. That's good. Nah, 10 mil. You said it at 10 mil. It's not that deep, bro. 200k to 10 mil is wild. Actually, it's actually insane. Alright, so Sam's retweeting my stuff. I sent him some like a breakdown. Finn and Sam both liking the post, right? Let's see. Hopefully it works. Yo. How are you doing, bro? Mato, like, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Let me hop in a VC. Yo. Yo. GM, welcome with us, Ben. How you doing? So yeah, like, as you can see, obviously I've just woke up. It's 10 a.m. I can see Sam. So this guy's the guy that's running the hackathon. So many incredible submissions. He's sharing, retweeting. Obviously, they're all pushing this coin because it's the highest. Bag season. Oh, they commented on my post. Retweet. All it did was allow more focus to launch, allocate funds to wallets, bundle out the coin. Saying yes, that was the old problem. Now, with tech, it solves this because founders are launching their coin officially. It's the new launch coin. For some reason, I'm still holding. Black Whale was good, man. Let me have a look at this. I have so many positions open right now. We're down like 50%. All right, let's check. Black Whale 6 mil. I mean, if I actually knew what this token was, we could have got a crazy entry. Look at this. If I actually knew what this token was. Probably more like that, right? Yeah. That's cracked. Who knew? Japan whale. Oh no, we're back to white whale meta. Oh no.
So we're going to expect civil war in the United States. Then you're going to have the Americans start to attack Venezuela and possibly other countries in South America. So America is in for a bad time, okay? China, yeah, I mean, Japan and China and India, they're all going to have conflicts with each other. But also what we should expect is that America starts to embargo China, meaning America uses its sea power to block China from accessing resources from overseas. And China imports most of its oil and a lot of its food.
Who cares? What's this? Wizard Watch. Introducing Nothing Ever Happens Index. We all know who's convinced nothing ever happens. But the headlines are... What is this? This is pretty meaty. This is meaty tech. I'll be honest, this is meaty tech. Can I check 6-7? Sure. I mean, it's doing its thing, right? It's kind of doing its thing. It will get listed just after everybody's sold. It's such a shame. I can't hold that much in it for so long. I had to just firm the losses and then reallocate some positions. One of the tokens which I'm looking at is Factory. I think Factories are entry right now. I'm almost happy. I want 2% supply. So I did just FOMO 1% supply because Finn aped 50K. I literally messaged him and said, bro, like, please do not hold this chart up. Let it come down. Looks like it's let it come down. So I got entry here just below the 786. I actually should just put it at the 886 down here. I think we should come down to here. I want to see what's going on with the Factory, guys. Bro, I generally think it could go to 10 mil. I wouldn't have brought it at 800K if I didn't think it could go to 10 mil. Market signals into validated since the launch of Factory generated. These are good. If somebody was... This is good. Am I still trenching on Solana? I'm doing everything, bro. Trench, leverage trade, long, short. Try play different metas. Like, the main thing I'm looking for Like for me, I always say it, right? So for me, the day-to-day like trenching for me is done. Like I don't really want to sit down and play this game. I think this game is done for me. What I want to do is play narratives. So I was a little bit late to the USD1 saga. You know, clear narratives where it's like, okay, we have USD1, D1, we have hackathons, we have hackathons, maybe like 2 to 10 mil runners, 2 to 10 mil memes. These are the types of plays that I want to play. Size cooks, you know. Size cooks are, you know, 886 and 786. So I tested the 886, 786. I like it. I'm going to run with it. But what I'm not going to do is what I realized I was doing for a little bit. 886, so like just try to buy everything there. Because it's not going to work. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do like the hackathon narratives. Or like USD1, like a specific narrative, and then pair that with a 786, 886. Because it can actually get bounces. You know, for example, like factory, I already had this written out. I was going to bid it down here. But when Finn brought 50k, I was like, all right, fuck it. I got to just get in. It was a little, not really the best strategy. I'd much rather buy it right now. But it is what it is. Ori, similar thing. Ori's above the 50 line. But again, weird pump. So I just got like entries in these. And then I'll wait until they come down to 886, DCA more. And then wait again. Because we always have... Bro, if you can grow a 7, 8k port a lot, you just have to like take way less trades. Yeah, you have to take like way less trades, you know? But yeah, my targets for factory is like 10 mil, so I should buy more here. So yeah, I think genuinely it can go higher because infra. This is like Elysia for vibe coders, pretty much. And it's actually good. Like a lot of people, they don't actually look at it. Like if you actually look at the actual GitHub, it's very good. Like if you look at the GitHub, you go to the README file. Here, it's actually there. You can see it's very good. Easy, quick start. Shows you how to tokenize it. They have a flowchart. This is how it works. So you start, you do market research, ranked apps, choose an idea, and you get ready to basically get ready to launch app. Yeah, Trenching's definitely not the same, but it's fine. App Factory Developer Call. Okay, so there's a new update. App Factory Developer Call. Get $1,000 USDC if contributors 500, 300, 200. Build something real. Improve the factory. Get paid. Looking for a new pipeline. DXP, UI, UX upgrades. Why is it so small? Let me chat to this guy. This should be like 5, 10k. How much does he earn? Bro, the niggas earned $30,000, bro. What are you doing with the 30 bags? I've successfully forked to deploy my own version of the factory app, but no, I was just copying the code to learn how to build. Oh,
Our civilization was built on technology. It is the glory of human ambition and achievement.
And we have invented a new technology.
Is the superset of all media.
Yo, Fitz trying to come like Elon.
Over the long term is everyone connected to everyone else, able to do basically anything, learn, play, trade, correspond.
Technology is our birthright and our spark. It's time to embrace the future.
In 10 years, we probably won't even be talking about the internet. It'll just assume it's there.
We have a liftoff. You know, if we don't start it and we're going to try to do it ourselves, no one else is going to do this.
Am I actually talking?
So if you look at the great technology companies, the thing that distinguishes them is the ability to keep coming up with a better way of doing things.
Suddenly, we can actually create infinite universes.
We're no longer in this era of good enough is fine. It's like good enough.
We owe the past and the future.
A16Z?
It is time to build.
What about A16Z? Oh, it's from A16Z. What's going on with Bags? They're doing a $1 million hackathon. $1 million hackathon. You guys remember what happened with the last hackathon? Now, obviously, this time round, it's not on Solana. It's not Solana. So, obviously, not everybody knows about it. But if you remember with Griffin, look at this. Griffin was down here forever. Griffin was in the dumps, bro. Spent a day pre-migration, a day sub below 1 mil, a day between 3 mil, dips to 800k, then rips to hundreds of millions. Now, obviously, I don't think that this is going to go to hundreds of millions, but I think it could do 5-10 mil. Me gusta. Just legit the creator. Don't all be retweets. Oh no. 95% chance that this is LARP. There's a good 95% chance this is LARP. The fuck is let's send it? The trend send it.
Send it. You just gotta send it. You just gotta.
Thesis on Pepe? Which one? Actual Pepe? I think it was a buy at the 886, but not now. Brain rugged. That's not good. Holy shit, man. Whew. Time frame for factory? I think as soon as the hackathon launches, boom. Which I'm trying to get a time on now. At the end, the guy that's leading it. Finn just followed me. When's the launch? I don't know. Yeah, Finn follow is huge. So, what's this with Elon as well? You said mean pewter. Okay, mean pewter got a little push. Is this actually that good? He said it. He's building. Your soul, your soul to Finnerfall. What do you mean, Finnerfall? Oh, here we go. Vibe Virtual Machine has a website. Oh, fucking coming soon. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like what he's saying here. Don't like what he's saying here. I don't like it when devs don't take responsibility. Oh, Solana. No, Finn hasn't paid me 100k. I'd like him to, though. If you'd like to pay me 100k, I'll take it. I'm just bullish on tech. I like tech. I like tech. I like memes and I like tech. That's what always goes the highest. Very rare to see a 20 mil meme coin. Very common to see 20 mil tech. 4 a.m. here. Wish you guys a bullish session. Yeah, I'm gonna run for like 3-4 hours sleep and then log on the American hours. It's just open. My mic's on. Okay, I like me and Peter that they have space. What did they say?
Chat, and you're like, you said 2 days ago, or like whatever it was, you're like, I can't make it that time. Can we change? And I'm like, I didn't see it until I was already in the room. So very sorry about that. And then tried to follow up, and then I got caught up on like 3 other calls. So I'm gonna reschedule with you as soon as I can. And very, very sorry about that, brother.
All good.
It's been
Yesterday
a
was
crazy week.
brutal.
So.
I was in back-to-backs for like 7 hours. So
Really, I'm sure you're super busy.
Great. Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Hey.
All right. Well, it's been great talking to you. Oh, Wiz.
Yeah,
I'm sure you got
I'm like the non-technical half of this partnership, and I know you mentioned, Corbett being for builders and kind of retail. Maybe for the non-technical person, like how would or why would someone like me want to use an API endpoint? Maybe just give me an example.
Yeah, so I think they're like they're really two different things here. One is like the question of how do you use it, in terms of like how do you consume and take advantage of the skills that are out there, right? And like a really great example is kind of front and front and center of like what X402 jobs is kind of portrayed, right? Is like I, as a person, want to be able to buy something on Amazon, or I want to be able to take some action on chain, and maybe have my agent do that on my behalf. That is kind of what the tools, like the services that we're making possible on that side. The like big thing that we kind of have is like a North Star because of our CEO Alex is he wants his agent to be able to buy him like socks and camping gear for his next trip, right? And so that's like, as someone who's non-technical, how like what is the promise of X402, and ultimately like what is it that Corbett's one-click deploy tool is going to do? It's make those services even easier to like serve. What's really interesting though is like on the other side, it's like, all right, well, as a non-technical person, can I also take advantage of X402 and create resources that other people might find valuable? And I think like, again, X402 jobs is like a really cool example, like visual example of this, in that like when you create when you start working on like building like prompts or like agent sequences, that's like a secret formula that optimizes for some outcome. And it doesn't, you don't have to be the world's best engineer, or frankly, like the world's worst engineer, to come up with like your own secret sauce for how certain services might work. And I think like the long-term vision for us is like, if there's something that you believe.
Well, the thing is it's always weak until it's not. It's always weak until it's not. All traders care about is what Gates brought. Or Powerball. Oh my god, Gate Powerball 60 sold. Right? So you just have to like you have to do this type of shit.
That you can serve, whether that is
entire process. Essentially motive.
Figure out how to explain this to my non-technical wife. And I'm trying to figure out like what the main value prop is here. I see you have an agent marketplace. That's interesting. So you can browse trusted AI agents. So you have like a discovery layer. Is that what this is? I don't know if I lost.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. What pain point, what you can do for the.
I like this. This is also good, but it's not the main coin rugged, yeah? I'm gonna clip out a little bit here. Their main runner rugged, so it's not gonna do crazy numbers. I don't think anyone cares about seedless wallets either. Flywheel might be very good. Yeah, I tried LP pool and I like it. I like it, but I think I prefer using it as a tool when I know a coin's gonna run. Rather than trenching like LPing, I think I prefer doing it when I just know a coin's gonna do well.
Good enough is fine.
What's a funny meme?
Call him though as a liar, because he ain't lying.
Creative fees to 0 until coin hits until hits 1 card cap. Charge 3 sold to 5 sold to play. Coin problem solved. Dynamic to do furthermore creative fees, and creative fees are being varied between many tokens, however, don't need creative fees, and the result. Major changes are coming. I can't say too much yet. Creative fees and CT albums now allocate specific pensive fees after launch up to 10 members. Were you profitable and did you put much capital into it? I've just entered and I'm down on all positions, but it's just natural. Alright, this space is supposed to be going on. Yo, Maury, welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the stream. This guy's trying to build like a trencher. It's gonna be hard. Oh, liquidity pooling. Hit and miss. Like sometimes yes, sometimes no. Like it's not a quick fix because it's still about the entries, right? This is the thing. Like even with LPN, it's still about getting solid entries. Like it's not like you can just LP and just you make so much money on the way down. And you need like larger market caps. So it's a weird one. That's why like if, for example, like Ralph, you can LP on Ralph if you had a good entry and stuff like that, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of PvP. That's why I'm trying to like stay in a niche. Obviously, I'm a little bit over allocated portfolio wise to Factory, but then again, Factory is the best coin to do well because it has the most catalyst. And I think the dev can actually pull it off. But there's still no UI on the front end, which is what's slightly concerning. Like it's posting threads, but where's the UI?
If you're watching this video right now, there's no reason for it. Okay, there's zero reason why you should be broke.
Let it bang, let it bang. It's a freedom sound, let it bang. Man, I miss my dog. Shook off those. I just let you go. Said I tell you, all you do is talk. That's all you do. Can I holla, holla? Yeah, look, can I holla at you? Hallelujah, girl. You a jalapeno. You the hottest holla once in a Nina. How you doing? How you been? How you living? I ain't seen you in a minute. Grind hard. I've been in and out of city. Dripping and tripping and killing the biggest. You know your favorite ain't keeping with jitters. They taking flavor that comes to the city and push it to labels with the majors. And you think you made it. But don't play yourself. Born and raised here. Been a slave in the grave. I probably decay here. You would know what I mean if you came from here. But it's all I'm going to say. Welcome to the place. And then I was playing with Jake.
What's up, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, just give me a little thumbs up. What's going on? It's good to see everybody. Appreciate you showing up. I know it's kind of late. But yeah, if you can hear me, just throw me an emoji, if you don't mind. It's a little bit late for me and haven't been sleeping too much lately. So I'm going to try to keep the energy going at least and break everything down. But if you're having a hard time like listening, if you can't hear me, let me know. I'll make sure I fix that up. And I'm going to start off. I'm just going to kind of talk about where we're at. So web page, I'm just doing a final once over here. It's done. Desktop's done. I just have to do mobile, which won't take long. That'll be up tonight for sure. Just kind of like doing some optimization with Claude in terms of like compressing the videos because I used some AI tool to blow them up. And now I'm just going to turn them into WebM through FFmpeg and change some AVIFs. But I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but for like a V1 web page, it'll do. It's all right. For sure. It's got some cool little animations, and if people land on it, at least they know we care. I think that that's like the most important thing. People gotta know that you got some pride behind it, and they have to know that you actually give a shit. And I do, I really do. So, this is kind of like, this is my baby, and I'm looking forward to really building this thing out. It's pretty cool what you can do with AI these days. Been playing around a ton. I'm still bashing commits right now as we're speaking, working through a roadmap that I knocked out. I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about some
there's
of
a
the
$1
financial
million
model.
giveaway on
And then I'm thinking right now on how I'm going to make this work. Like I think anybody can really build software these days, but it's just kind of like, what are you going to do with that software? Like the future is really kind of a race to the bottom in between people who are building these things and whoever can build the largest communities. And the people who can build the largest communities are going to be the people who reward their communities, I think. That goes without saying. We still have this talk about open source and closed source. And in my opinion, there's no such thing as closed source. There never was, but more than ever right now, there really is no such thing as closed source. If you can take an application, you can run it through an AI, you can clone it and just recreate it in probably like 20 minutes. And I'm talking about complex applications. It's where we're at. It's kind of like a blessing and a curse. So the future belongs, in my opinion, and what my whole
this
prognosis
guy,
and kind of thesis is
I used to
to
work
those
with him back
who
in the day.
do the right thing consistently and build protocols that reward the users and make sure that they give good service. They're going to need revenue models, but they can't gouge on it. And they're going to need to just treat people like people, right? We live in this like weird world where everything is changing. I mean, money in itself is definitely a meme. You know, it always has been a meme. These things, Royal Reserve just prints endlessly, and we worship and have weird competitions over, and just, you know, money is a meme. Everything's a meme, but money is the greatest story of all. So I was kind of thinking, one of the things that I've really had a hard time with over the last few years, as I've spoken about before, is making money and trading. And I know for a fact that BlackRock and a lot of these large companies have incredible algorithmic systems that help them figure out how they're going to make money doing the best strategies, and they consistently do make money. So that's kind of what Jarvis is. Jarvis is a combination of two concepts. Number one, it's bringing access to like algorithmic artificial intelligence to the little guy. And you know, as I've talked about before, some people have probably said or thought in their head, like, well, if everybody has access to the same tool, what's going to happen? And the truth is what's going to happen is the market's going to become hyper efficient. Right? You're going to have, there's going to be less slippage, less delta. It's just going to be a hyper efficient money market across everything. And also, if you have a ton of people, let's say even, you know, we scale up to 1 million or 5 million or 10 million users using algorithmic trading bots that are consistently getting better, programmed by machine intelligence and machine learning, constantly auditing and improving and watching, kind of like this little sentient intelligent bot, then you're just going to be really contributing to making the markets hyper efficient. So it's definitely a tool to help make people money, because I have a lot of big goals myself. I was like, how can I accomplish this? And I thought, well, I have these tools. And then I thought, like, I'm building these tools to make money, but why couldn't everybody else just make money? I kind of think that that's how the universe works. You know, it just rewards a little bit of altruism. So I mean, it's going to happen eventually anyway. So yeah, it's a hyper intelligent, self-updating bot, but it's also on the other end of that, a hyper intelligent, self-updating tool that will kind of like watch you on your computer, figure out exactly what you're doing, and teach you to automate everything. It'll start off just observing slowly and kind of seeing, you know, what you do on your computer, what you do across your devices. I believe that eventually we'll be able to get it onto your phone and other things as well. And it'll just begin to take in data on who you are, how you act, what your normal day-to-day is. And over the course of a month, let's say, in the final version, it'll start to, over the course of, you know, the first week, it'll say, I can make this better by doing this. What if we downloaded this software? What if we did this? What if we did that? Every single time you speak with it, it will have a better idea of who you are, the responses you're looking for. If it screws up, it will go and it will auto update. If a new open source model hops on the market, it's going to go and seek that model out. It's going to update it. It's going to basically take all of its infrastructure, port it over to the new model, and it'll just continue to research every single night and find the latest and greatest in open source AI technology, and just continue to kind of upgrade itself beside you. So for my personal self, I have like a lot of businesses that I'm building and things that I want to do. And I kept thinking about Iron Man. As the one motivator for this. Like, I need a fucking Jarvis. Like, why can't I have a Jarvis? And I think that that's the future. I think everybody is going to have a Jarvis. The question ultimately is going to come down to, what do you do with that information? Because that information is money, and corporations have been extracting large amount of information out of everybody for a long time. So the plan is to be able to at least take your information, protect it within your own computer, and come to a stage where later on, you'll be able to choose whether you want to monetize
Well, I've listened to one of these Bags Up projects. He's trying to build like a trench AI, basically.
By yourself. So,
so
it's also this crazy little tool
trench
that's
AI
going to update.
way further ahead.
Take over your emails. It's going to know your mom has a birthday coming up, and last year you sent her these flowers. Do you want to send her this? It's going to know you have a date with your girlfriend on this night, and your business report is due on this date. It's literally going to automate every single thing that you could possibly do. It's going to start seeking out automations on the internet and just make your life hyper efficient and as easy as possible. I hope that eventually it'll work its way into kind of like smart technology, including cars eventually, your house. It'll really kind of like watch your habits. So some people might say like, well, that's a little bit invasive, And I would say I was a privacy advocate for a long time, but now I'm starting to realize that I think privacy is largely a farce. I don't think that it exists as we think that it exists. And I'm not here to preach about that or talk about that. I'm simply here to say that we've been observed for a long time, and our information has been collected for a long time, and there are corporations and entities and intelligence out there that know more about us than we could ever know about ourselves. So I think that the future moves towards a concept that I was reminded of recently and that I've kind of spoken about in the past and was introduced to in the past, hyper-transparency, just with technology. You know, we're gonna come to the stage where everybody will be able to audit everybody. So in the same sense that corporations or governments keep tabs on us, we'll also have the technology in our hands as members of society and cypherpunks to be able to audit the government and to be able to audit the politicians and to be able to audit some of these large entities. I think that hyper-transparency is kind of the future. So, but that being said, you will have a considerable amount of data on your computer that I think has value should you want to monetize it. So I was kind of thinking the next step was thinking a little bit about how do I actually get this done? Like, how do I create a product that is useful, makes people money, ideally, and makes their life super simple, follows them around on their devices, knows about them, understands their psychology, and really goes out of its way to, to make their life better. How do I, get this adopted? And it really just boils down to what I was saying earlier. Just create systems that reward users. So my thoughts of the financial model are going to be, I'll probably tap into Open Router. They have a pile of APIs there, and there's usually a discount, or you can get the volume at probably a little bit less than what you might for other providers, just because of some of the deals that Open Router has. So we'll be able to charge like a 30 or 40% uplift on those, which will be about par with everybody else, except there'll be one API key to access any APIs whatsoever. And the fees of that, I think at least 80%, 75, 80% should go back to the users, with the other 25, 20% coming back to the corporation and myself, so I can continue to build. And ideally what happens is this becomes so open source, and it kind of becomes like the Linux of personal AI bots, to the point where I can kind of we can look at that 20%, that 25%, how that functions later on. If that becomes a big amount, and if it's largely controlled by people who are just constantly updating it, then I have other things I can go and do, and if I feel like things have gone well, that's exactly what I'll go do. So my ideal outcome here is just to build a tool that everybody works on and everybody improves. And I think that that it makes everybody money and it's fun, and we all kind of have our mods and we're building stuff for it. And the only way to do that is to essentially make it user-owned. So there's an API financial model. I'm in the process of getting a lot of stuff onto GitHub right now, smashing a lot of commits on updates. I'm also updating to include Bags App API. So whenever there's sales going on, there will also come a treasury percentage of that. That will go back to the users too. So if you're making swaps, if you have a certain amount of tokens, you'll have to stake them, and those will go back to the users. Essentially, like any revenue that comes into the system, you have to strike a delicate balance, because we have to build something that normies are going to use. They don't need to know about tokens. It's just a bot that has a freemium model with like 3 scales. You pay $20 for this, $50 for this, $100 for this, which comes with a certain amount of API credits. Something that they can understand, but also something that on the blockchain end really rewards people and comes back to them. So the plan is to make sure that we have something that's like really well balanced. It's a product that is useful to normies. It's useful to us. Like a normie should be able to participate in markets without knowing anything about it. Basically Jarvis should go to her and say, hey, like, you have $20. Would you like me to invest that? And it goes over initially on Solana, which is kind of the perfect starting place, and invested in a variety of different things, from like liquidity on Meteora to leverage trading to whatever is kind of the safest at the time. And the sentiment engine that we're using right now is Grok. I'm going to fine tune that over the next little while, but Grok has been smashing calls so far. If you notice anything that, anytime I've taken a call or anytime I haven't taken a call from Grok, I've regretted it. So it's going to be a pretty varied risk appropriate strategy. And it's going to include stocks. It's going to include pre-stocks, stocks, sentiment from equities. We'll have digitized, obviously digitized precious metals, and it'll have a variety of things. You'll be able to kind of like pick your risk level, and it'll just go out and execute the same way that professional trading houses have bots that go out and do that for them right now. And that we also will have our own bot that will be kind of followed, that will create a fund and kind of like an internal decentralized investment fund, which I'll start initially from some of the money that's coming in from the Bags app stuff. I believe also we'll need to, at some stage, create some LPs, probably before this next run. It wouldn't hurt to tuck in probably an LP with Creative and Ethereum and Creative and probably Bitcoin and some other, I guess, exotic pairs. So we'll also benefit from that and essentially create a fund that grows, and when it hits certain thresholds, it will pay out to people who are staking tokens as well. Also, when your tokens are staked, if you're accruing whatever it might be, Solana or some sort of currency, you should be able to just turn around and pay for API credits using that without having to take anything out of the system too. So that's also something that I'm looking at. And I've got a full revenue model that's already solidified, which should be pushed to GitHub pretty soon, but just kind of like catching up with a lot of things myself. Web page, desktop's done, just have to optimize. That will 100% be done before I go to bed tonight. So we'll have kind of our initial web page up. I am a designer, so it's not exactly where I want it, but it's pretty cool. Like when you click and you take a look at what's going on, it definitely looks better than most crypto products, but I don't look at this as it is a crypto product for right now, and I would be naive to say that the audience that we're working with right here aren't crypto natives. And that's the great thing about having a crypto native audience, the fact that you can launch products out of nowhere. Somebody just said, hey, do you want to do a token for this? And I've been thinking about that, and I was actually really grateful when they did, but it's kind of been chaos ever since. So I'm also in the process of pushing commits to GitHub, working through different things. Like I already have a full sentiment bot ready. The bot, I'm sure, will be able to do a lot of things very quickly in the next, at least definitely in the next week, probably within the next few days. And my plan is just to release things immediately that start to give the token various levels of utility, and probably also some burn functions in there. I'm going to look at the Bags app API that will be used for all of our swaps. So we're going back to support this ecosystem that supported us, which will make money for Bags app holders, and just see what else we can do to really institute that. But the Creative token is, my marketing company is called Creative, of course. It's like a centralized marketing company that I have, that I still have clients for, that's going on right now. And this is kind of like a creative AI company, which is, I guess, more or less a decentralized company. You know, I may look at like a trust structure later on as well, and we may go fully decentralized with it. But we'll also build other tools. Jarvis is something that I needed. It's something that there's a lot of automations that I know that I do in my regular marketing life. Like I like Canva as a product, don't get me wrong, it's a great product. You know, I'm a power user of stuff like Adobe. I'm a power user of things like Canva, which are very easy, but I think that there are opportunities with automations in a lot of these tools to build some really like useful stuff. You know, we kind of have these like edge cases where you can build something for your social media, and it is an edge case right now. But what if you could just click a button and it knew everything about you, knew all of your posts? Like there's ways to be able to automate these things. So you wake up in the morning and maybe you have 3 different businesses, and Jarvis has prepared, you know, different campaigns for all of them. There's ways to kind of like incorporate this marketing side in here. Business tools too, because the way of the future is business, man. Everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. People ask me about AI, like, am I going to lose my job? And I always tell them, like, yeah, you're probably going to lose your job. You're definitely going to, what do you do? Yeah, you're going to lose your job. Yeah, for sure. But also it's going to enable the, you know, the best entrepreneurs in the world to do absolutely anything. It's the same way that when computers came in, you know, this is kind of the analogy I make. Like you had a lot of people who were probably writing stuff, or even typewriters, had a lot of people who were writing stuff down. And they said, oh, computers are going to replace your jobs. And computers came in and didn't replace anybody's job. They just made everybody more efficient. And I think in the same way, AI is going to turn everybody into an entrepreneur and shoot GDP of various countries through the roof, which becomes a race to the bottom. Like my ultimate goal, and the thing that I think is wrong with civilization and humanity, is scarcity. Where this manufactured scarcity, you know, water, like literally food comes from a fucking seed and some substrate. And we have people on this planet who are starving. Like it blows my mind. We have people in countries who can't afford to, you know, put a little bit of water on a seed.
I think Bags
and
Wheel
grow
is
it into
probably
some
one of the
substrate.
best,
So
bro.
like the next steps, gotta get the website up, gotta do the branding for the X account. Telegram bot's gonna come up. I'm going to set up some contests for content. We're gonna get an X account for Jarvis, and he's gonna go around autonomously, kind of making commentary on different things. You get a white paper, short paper. I'm gonna update the site again. We're gonna start looking towards adding stock sentiment, and then adding some functionality that will immediately begin paying for token holders. So, oh, sorry, did I bring you up?
Yes,
Was
man.
that-
How you doing, bro?
Good, man. How are you? What's going on? Long time no see.
Yeah, bro. How you been? Where you staying now?
Still in Costa Rica, my man. Still here. So I'm in this little volcano town in a place called Guayabo, which is like, it's kind of like, it's a super farm town volcano place, but it's rad, man. I like it. Like people are chill. They don't do this crypto stuff. They don't do this technology stuff. They like have farms. They like raise cattle, and they're chill. They're some of the nicest people I've ever met. How about you?
I'm in Thailand still, bro. Phuket.
Nice, nice, man. I see that you're working on a tool yourself. What do you got going on?
Yeah, I'm doing a similar thing. I've been doing it for a year now, but for meme coins.
Nice.
Same thing, AI agent, Jarvis type thing. You know how it
Yeah.
is, bro.
Yeah,
but I wanted to ask, bro, what have you been getting up to? I think the last time we spoke, we was doing private sales, the ICO era. What happened? I remember you had like 500K in like fucking some private sale.
Oh man, yeah, man, it was like, started off very humbly, was working with my friends, and we had built communities in crypto for years. And I, worked on various apps for a long time. And just, I don't know, life is kind of funny, man. I really believe that we live in a movie. And we started Moon Boots, and Moon Boots just took off and it went crazy. And it was like, when I look back on it, it's like I kind of laugh about it, because it's just somebody said something to me, fooled by randomness. So I start to see that everything in life is there's complexities to life. We'll put it that way. I'm not gonna get into some long esoteric rant, but yeah, built our first blockchain VC company after about 8 years, made millions, did really well in that cycle, and man, just at the end of that cycle, Dan and I were creating a tokenized company. I didn't really know enough about economics at the time. I didn't understand financial cycles, and things just started collapsing. I got soaked for like over $1 million on Luna, and everything just started collapsing, man. I got destroyed. Went from very comfortable, worked hard, very comfortable, to like, how am I paying rent next month? So completely wiped out. And man, it was tough.
I remember, bro, it was like Moon Boost, Coach K was like full ported this random thing that was paying out 20% a month or some shit. And those guys roped as well.
Yeah. We built Moon Boost from nothing, and it was a really good experience. But man, I got annihilated, and I spent 3 years just wondering, like, what the fuck. And it was hard, man. It was very humbling for me, and it opened up my eyes to a lot of things too. I kind of started to look around, and it was a wake up. It's like, okay, like, this is interesting. In the last few years, I have worked on multiple different things. Started other tokens, which I still plan on continuing in the future. I want to show those here, talk about those until such a time that I can self-fund them. But it was hard, man. It was a wild, crazy little wake-up period of my life. No matter how hard I worked, no matter what I did, I just got soaked. I got my ass kicked. I stopped winning trades, and my life just went apeshit. I mean, it went, like, I'm telling you, when I say apeshit, like, my life collapsed. So, but then here we are, like, life is kind of funny like that, right? So I learned a lot of skills when that happened. Had some time to just like reflect on a lot of different things, and I guess like kind of found purpose in a lot of ways too, and just learned how to just like surf chaos. really learned how to surf chaos and to realize that it's good to have goals, but sometimes life is just going to be fucking crazy, and that's okay. As long as you learn to surf it, you got to take it seriously, but you shouldn't take it too seriously, because we kind of, in my opinion, we kind of live in a giant video game. So you gotta just like, number one, stay humble. Number two, have fun. Number three, be grateful. And number four, hang on, because life is going to be good sometimes, and sometimes it's going to be shit. And yeah, so here we are. I'm not doing, obviously, like, still friends with the boys. I think they're great guys. Love Dan, love John. And not working with Moon Boots right now, but still have like a marketing company that I do like a marketing and automations, and still have a few clients that I'm kind of building on the side, which is more of a centralized thing. And obviously have blockchain advisory. I've got to get that website finished too, which is Aurora Ventures. We used to be a VC in the last market before we got wiped out. And then obviously this is really important to me right now. And I do have free food, free water, kindness capitalism, and other projects that I'm working on in the background. But I'll kind of know when it's time to kick those off. I want to self-fund those because I feel like those are projects that are fun and they're important. And it's just like it's a cool thing to do. It's a very like anarchist, badass thing to do. But so is this really, right? Like if you take a massive trading bot that's like algorithmic genius combined with like Grok sentiment scanning AI, and then you just kind of like, you fucking build it with this crazy AI that just does whatever the fuck you want, which is like, holy shit. Like, we do live in a video game, and it's a cool video game. Like this level is pretty fucking cool. So you build this stuff, and then you just take this giant self-evolving crazy AI and you just fucking throw it off into the public. And the intention is to, to like, hopefully it really helps people out, and it brings in normies, and it becomes like the Linux of open source, self-evolving, personalized AI. And then, yeah, just see what comes next. And if it fails, it fails, but I don't think it's going to fail, man. We've got enough funding here. Luckily, somebody started me a token, which is kind of funny because I was like, Bags app, that's interesting. Boy, I would love to see a token for Bags. It would be kind of cool to build this with a token. Sure enough, later that day, token pops up from Bags app. So here we are. Just yeah, man, just playing the game, having fun. That's the plan. I love it.
I think there's another world out there with the AI stuff. It's very similar to how it was with the ICO boom. I definitely think just locking in on AI is probably the best like asymmetric return that you're gonna get, because it's like with the ICO stuff, bro. If we're to be honest, all of the tech for those things was shit. They were so bad. Like looking back on it now, I think, what the fuck was I doing? Like, they was blasting random things with like these founders that would just quit every single time, and
brother, you're preaching to the choir. Okay. I have a different opinion of money. I don't think that money makes you. I don't think that having my amount of money, like, I don't think that having money makes you a good person. I think like it's an energy kind of like, so I don't have an attitude about it, but I put hundreds of thousands of dollars into private sales that just shut down. So I think the problem for me when it came to venture capital, and you probably, you saw me, I'm a pretty vocal guy. Like, I don't pull punches, was that it's really predatory. Like you're buying these things you're taking an asymmetric bet on these shit coins that are probably not ever going to come to fruition or do anything. And I guess the same could be kind of said for like centralized businesses and early stage startups, right? But and then people are coming in to buy these things who are probably new to the market.
Yo, guys,
I'm
just on this. Tap in.
Slamming these things in on their head. Whereas like being in an economy where you're creating value through AI, you're solving problems with AI, there's not really any loser as long as you are creating like tokenized products that you're going to follow through with and they're going to create value for everybody. So yeah, I feel you, man. It's a really predatory industry. This is cool. Like for me, I've always been a designer. I've always been a product person. Even I've always had like companies since as long as I can remember. I've always been an entrepreneur. So, and I've really gotten kind of good on the marketing end in the last like 5 years, but had multiple businesses and been blessed in a lot of ways that I don't think I really previously recognized. And now I could just build these things and then I can market them. So it's like,
yeah, well, that was the key thing that was missing last time. You had a big discrepancy of creators and builders.
Yeah.
And now the creators can build. This is what makes it interesting, you know? You actually have the ability to create things, but then in 2 minutes with a prompt, you can now build them. What makes it interesting?
It's the greatest time to be alive. In my history, hands down. Yeah. Particularly like with my interests in entrepreneurship, that I can sit here on this computer, and I bought a new computer the other day. I ordered some more RAM because I'm already overclocking it. It's like 3 of these different platforms, but yeah, the ability to be able to create software. And I think too, even from a futurist perspective, like the future of business on this planet is largely going to be artificial intelligence and robotics, right? So we're going to come to a stage where a lot of processes are going to be automated. They're going to use AI for that automation and AI for those robotics. So you really, right now, taking the time to learn about AI and to create products, they're going to be able to manage like life cycles, like even, let's say, for example, farming, right? It's going to be a large AI system where you're going to be automating a lot of different processes and using AI systems to be able to predict like light cycles, growth, measure metrics. So it's like the future of any business is largely software engineering at the core. So I think learning to like work your way around these ideas, and even just like AI is kind of a crazy thing in a lot of ways that, you know, I've kind of been exposed to over the last 3 years. But I think just being able to like architect these things in your mind and then typing in prompts to tie in concepts together, to give consideration to certain things is an important skill to have. Even like coming from construction for me, it's a skill that's similar as a construction manager or somebody who's working in, you know, eventually occupational health and safety, but working in the trades and oil field when you're going to plan a job, for example. You know, building a business in the future is the same way. Like, what do I need to put into this equation to make it all work? And technology is only going to get better and better and better. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. Just number one, what a fucking cool time to be alive. And number two, like, this technology is amazing. It is, you know, I was introduced to it by a friend of mine, probably maybe 2.5 years when I first started running a console, 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, for the original version of AutoGPT. And it was interesting to me, but there were a lot of nuances that I didn't quite understand, and a lot about prompt engineering that I didn't understand, but also like, you know, like things kind of just happen for you when they're supposed to. And it would seem, I think like humility is incredibly important when you're well-grounded and you look around and you kind of understand the landscape. It's like really fucking important to be humble. But things are working for me right now. And I like that. And yeah, I think it's a great time to be out there building products and having a good time and building shit and doing things. And for me, this is a great experimentation in that. I think if I can turn this into a product that people like, they enjoy, it'll allow me to go on to build some of the other things that I want to do, such as the, you know, free water, free food, and the construction DAO, and some of these other things. So it's like it will enable me to create the income to be able to go do that, but it's also just it's a good time to be learning about the stuff. And 42, of course, I've made it and been crushed a few times in my life. I'm getting really good at getting crushed, actually. Practice makes perfect, but at the age of 42, like, there's nothing more. I like to go out and I like to explore sometimes. Like, I like to go see nature and the Matrix, but there's nothing that I enjoy more than sitting here in front of a computer and just pushing buttons and watching shit come together. Like, you know, like it's cool. It's very, very cool. And when you can start to work on those skills and push those skills to the limit, I see how those would be valuable in the future in a lot of other ways too. So So yeah, what a cool year. And I am both grateful and humbled. And not, I don't necessarily think it's always going to be a smooth sailing, but I'm probably a little bit better equipped, or probably better equipped than I've ever been to deal with pandemonium, chaos, and uncertainty just due to these last few years. So lock in, right?
Well, 100%, 100%. Well, look, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna hop off now. I'm streaming at the moment.
Yeah, my pleasure.
But wish
My
you the best,
pleasure.
bro. I'll have some of the coin, and hopefully
You
it's nice.
bet.
Peace.
You bet. I'm not going to let you down, brother. I promise you. I plan on buying some more, and we're going to have some fun with it. I think, like I was saying, I'm going to really return a lot of the protocol back to the holders, and I kind of have a pretty good understanding. No, I don't. I don't know anything about anything, but I think I have a pretty good understanding of how reality works. And it seems like in this world, when you do the right thing, good things happen. So yeah, hold that tight. I'll make sure it's worth it.
Peace. All right, that was kind of cool, bro. That was kind of cool. I like it. It's very early, but it's cool. So I think that's the key thing. The key thing with this is like, it's probably going to be two things for me here. Obviously, like we've seen, capital preservation is key. As you can see, you can make millions and lose millions. I've also done the same thing. So first thing, right, is, I don't know why I need to actually draw better, right? Well, what I'm going to do is this. So what we're going to do is there's a few things to look at. Let's say DD. There's a DD that we need to follow for these tech plays. Number one, I think there's probably two sides of it. I would say there is tech that's already out. Let me move this here. So we've got no tech, right? And we've got good tech. Good tech. We're talking no marketing versus good marketing. And then you've got probably like founder. Why did I draw 5? I'd say founder, etc. Right? So these are the things. So for example, right, if it has no tech, it might not necessarily bad. It might be in development, so it might be a good idea. We've got to remember that most of the time we're talking like 99% of them won't be that good. But the question is can it grow on speculation alone, just based off the idea, which comes on to, wallets, maybe volume and dev reputation. Okay, and then we have to think about, okay, if it's good tech, it needs to also have with it good marketing, because good tech without good marketing doesn't really get any for it, right? Because good marketing is what's going to scale it in terms of users. And if it can scale with users, if it's good tech, good marketing, and users, it's going to 20 mil. It's going to 20 mil minimum plus. It's going to go very high, right? Founders is important. So it's things like, okay, who's following the founder, previous tech, etc. Right? So these are things you got to remember, because it's on bags, and a lot of people are visionaries. As a trader, you're going to see a lot of like visionary ideas, but it's important not to fall for the narrative. For example, like Ovary, this went to 3 mil and was chilling at 400k while the tech was out, and then ran to like 3 mil instantly. That's probably what it's likely to do. Let me set a limit order actually down here. It's probably what it's likely to do. If anything that is good and legit, which is the reason why I think Factory, again, all I just point to Factory. Flywheel as well, I really like Flywheel. If we look at Flywheel, and we look at our due diligence here, it's good tech. Does it have good marketing is the question. Well, the tech's still in development. Someone's trying to see it. This guy should start a podcast, literally, bro. He's got the voice for it, innit? He knows how to speak. I'm really hoping Bags launches this weekend, bro. Let's see. Let's see what else we got anyway. We can trench for a little bit now. Now I'm clear on my positions. I'm going to trench. Two boobs. Goated. But yeah, chat, let me know your thoughts. Watch out for Monster. It's going to be a lot of white whale coins, bro. It's going to be a lot of white whale coins for the foreseeable. I'm thinking as well, let me know your guys' thoughts. Should I make like a tutorial on like how to build an app on Bags? I think that would get views, yeah? It'd be valuable. One sec. White Pepe. I mean, yeah, I like White Pepe, but I just don't want to buy anything that is just related to White Whale. I just don't think it's that good. Maybe pre-migration, unless it's like 8K, 4K. It's not, it doesn't mean that it wasn't run though. Like a lot of times people ask me, they're like, Tyro, what about this coin? And I'm like, I don't know. And it still goes. But that's just me. Like, you know, you guys gotta understand. I like tech more. I like larger caps more. I don't like a beta Yeah, exactly. I mean, it depends on the narrative. It depends on the coin. Like if it's a fresh coin, fresh narrative, I don't mind. But if it's not a fresh coin, fresh narrative, then like I'm like iffy on it, you know? Yeah, I think all makes a comeback for sure. I need to check. Well, I doubt anyone's blasting any bags coins on FOMO app right now, but I'll check. Let me check FOMO. FOMO app's good to check like over whales and see what they're doing. Somehow they all made money on Testicle. Someone made $1 million on white whale. I just don't understand how Testicle can go larger than the fucking launchpad that they launched on. Crazy. Right. Sounds racist. No, a Testicle was a test token of Snowball. I don't get why it went so high. Yo, who's in the VC? There's been some bugs on Telegram, so we don't have that many crazy people in the VC. A bit meaty with these. White tiger. Nah, man. Oh, I hope we're not back in the white whale shit. 130. Chat, look at this chart. Bruh. Like, bruh. This is insane. It's insane.
Bro, we can't.
135 mil, bro. Like 20 people have probably made like over 500k on this coin. It's crazy. Never mind leverage. Holy shit. This is crazy work. Where does this top out? $200 mil now? White Whale's market cap is 130 million. When does Bags at Hackathon? I'm not sure. I've messaged, I'm trying to find out. Oh, where's the... Seen this earlier, what the fuck? It's good, bro. We're just trenching now for an hour or two. Memes do not contribute to society. Yeah, like, so what I do normally is I'll let's say I'll trench till like 12 o'clock, then I'll sleep, and then I'll wake up for like American hours. I'll do some work. Yeah, British Intel's good call. I don't know what they're trying to PvP. Excuse me. Need some water. How is this that works? What's this Vibed Inc?
I'll be active right now. Let me get ready.
When is Vibed Inc? I remember this from yesterday. So he's gonna try to push.
See, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on two separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
I'm gonna de-risk a little bit because he's not verified that he wants to win it. Alright, guys, I'm gonna hop off now. Go do some work. I need to do some stuff with Trench AI. And I don't want to leak any stuff on stream. So I'm gonna hop off. But basically, my idea is this. I think, and mods, if we can clip this. So I think Bags have it figured out. But there's two sides to the story. One side, there's the traders, and the other side is the devs, right? Traders, we've got it figured out. Right? I do think in terms of, you know, traders, obviously they have the fee structure figured out. They have the Twitter connection, like with tweets, etc. They also have also the social aspect figured out, and their marketing is pretty good as well. On top of that, I don't think what people speak about a lot is that, you know, Finn is actually investing a lot of capital into these projects as well, which is what you need, right? You need the founders who are making money from fees, right? Let's say this is Bags App. You need the Bags App to be injecting capital into these coins, because that's just how it works in markets. You also need a good fee structure. You need to be able to have tweets, etc. Whenever there is tech launched, the community go out of their way. It's like an army to be like, hey, we made you a coin, we made you a coin, made you a coin. But, okay, great. I'm a random guy, I'm a random developer, a random dev, right? And some guys launched a coin. Well, the first thing that they think is oh, meme coin. They think, oh, fuck, it's a meme, right? And memes, they have a negative connotation. And also, a lot of the traders, they don't help really either because they're toxic. And it just gives them a bad name, right? We need to rethink this. And the best example I have of this is WAP, right? If you look at WAP have account managers, right? So you get a personal account manager, and that account manager is in direct contact with you. Like even in my WhatsApp right now, I can go in my WhatsApp and I can boom, right? I get an account manager. I can ask them anything. They'll do whatever, right? Even if they want to improve things, questions, queries, whatever, right? Then you also need some type of onboarding as well, right? So for onboarding, for example, the Bags App Discord, it needs to be specifically for devs, right? And no traders. There can be zero traders allowed in this Discord. This Discord is just for devs, right? You also need video content, right? You need video content. For example, if I go on YouTube right now and I type in WAP, for example, I go over here, I type in WAP. So with WAP, it's here, look, how to actually make money online with clipping. You know, full WAP tutorial. Laziest way to start clipping with WAP. How to make $100,000 per month with WAP. I try clipping on WAP. So you have like that top end funnel there, and they do very well, obviously, because they have Iman. But they didn't always have Iman, and before that, they were still making money. And that's a lot of times to do with the video content. If you don't know, one of the founders of WAP, he used to be involved in drop shipping. He was heavily leading the charge of WAP and the platform as well. And he made a very good video onboarding. When you logged into WAP, there's a few videos there. There was courses there and how you can start, how you can set up your WAP, etc. You need that for developers, right? And I don't really think there is a next thing. But in short, there's a disconnect. The trading side, in my opinion, is good, right? But the dev side, in my opinion, is bad, right? For now, because there's a big disconnect. For example, if I go to Vibe, right? I think Vibe is very good. I think it can push as a chart just on its own, on speculation alone. If you look at the developer's in the Discord, maybe he's talking to Finn. Okay, that's great. But what it should be is okay, I go to Paulius. Yo, Paulius, right? I found a coin for you. I made a coin, right? But what it needs to be is people can send a video in there. Like, for example, I just made this post. But this should be a video where I can find off YouTube by one of the team of Bags, and it's like some guy with a Bags t-shirt on, and he's like, yo, did you know you can get paid up to $1 million? I've got $1 million hackathon, and you get money from the fees. That's going to allow you to help development. Here's how. All you have to do is sign up to Bags app. Inside the Bags app, you get connect the API. That's going to give you access to X, Y, Z. And on top of that, you also get this, that, and the other, right? But all of that explained in like literally a 3-minute video. And then people can raid other people that same video. And then it will be like, right, contact this account. And then they DM this account. This account gives them an account manager. The account manager onboards them and get them on right away. And just gives them the token, which is already live. That would be absolutely insane. And it's going to help because you have to sell. Everything is sales, right? Even though a dev, what the devs want? Well, let's be honest, devs just want money, right? The only reason why people are developing is because they've seen another developer sell their startup for a couple $1 million, right? So you have to handle objections. And naturally, there's always objections, right? Everything is a sale. So even though that they can make money from this, it's good. A lot of people say, well, if they just want to make money from it, then they'd still take it. If you even give money to charity, if you've even had to like give money away for free, you see it when Trax NYC goes out and he's like, yo, here's this gold. Do you want a gold bar? People just walk by and say no. You've got money on the table, but why is it that people still walk away and say no? It's because everything's a sale. So naturally, even with this scenario, even though people might see fees and they might be like, right, yo, dev, you've got, $3,000. Let's say this is the dev. He's just living life. And all of a sudden he goes to his Twitter page and he sees a bunch of tweets. Yo, hey man, I made you this token. You've got 3K to claim. Some guy said, yo, check out Bags app. Oh my God. Some guy says, yo, Finn followed them. Finn followed. Right? A bunch of different tweets that they see. They're going to get overwhelmed with it. And 9 out of 10, they say no. Right? And that's why it's very hard as a trader to speculate on these new tokens. And that's why people get frustrated with Bags, including myself. That's why I've been frustrated with Bags a lot, because you see a guy who'll have over 100K to claim and he won't claim it. And you're like, why the fuck won't he claim it? And that's when I just realized, hold on a second, nobody's actually selling it to them. You just have a bunch of people, traders, screaming on Twitter, and as soon as the chart goes down, then they turn toxic. They start saying like, F you, F you. They'll be like, oh, this guy's a scammer, da 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 da. And the guy's going to say, fuck you lot. He's going to say, fuck you lot. Right? I don't care about this. I'm going to go, and I'm going to focus on my dev project, and I'm going to go try to sell it for $1 million, right? Which I never do anyway, right? So what's the best solution is the solution which I've given is this, right? Account managers, video production, and just have a way of onboarding people to that, right? That's kind of how I would do it. That's my thoughts. Mods, you can clip it and post it. And that's how I think, like, even with this vibe's good, but I just can't physically buy it. Because let's say I buy it here, okay, and I speculate on it, maybe I get lucky, which is the reason why I just left $300 on that. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to go to 4K market cap, lose everything, right? So that's my kind of thoughts with it. Obviously, for this specific scenario, the guys are in the Discord. There's a lot of scenarios where the people ain't in the Discord. They're just random guys on Twitter, and they're trying to figure this out, and they're trying to figure out what Bags is. And, you can't just rely on Finn to solve it all. So that's my thoughts on it. That's my thoughts on Bags. Again, I'm still very bullish on it. I'm in Factory. I think Factory is one of the best because he's actually using the tech. I'm in Cheetah, Flywheel, KRV, etc. Space, Meme Pewter doing spaces and shit like that as well. Yeah, that's my thoughts, right? And Ori as well, always very good. So appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And I'm going to have a nap. I'll be ready for American Hours. Peace!